I'm one of those type of broadcasters who will revisit things that I say and admit when I'm wrong.
Yes.
And I think there's a new one of these.
Uh-oh.
Up there with the Giannis. He shouldn't trade for Giannis. In terms of predicting, I don't know if you having takes and making predictions are two different things. But 2 years ago, when I said the Raiders were going to win the division and beat the Chiefs, finally end their reign, and
I mean, look,
and that was
shot,
and that was the Josh McDaniels, Derek Carr year, you know.
What do we know?
With Devontae Adams. Here we go. Josh Jacobs, right? And then it all fell to, what's the word for it? I can't say it.
You can. You have this week a few times.
Awful.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Get that dump button right away.
Well, I mean, the Chiefs haven't lost the Super Bowl since then.
Super Bowl.
But I remember saying, you know what? Lamar Jackson's a free agent. He wants out. I wouldn't trade 2 first-round picks for him.
Oh, yeah. I remember you said that. And I was like, what?
Atlanta had the same thing. Remember Arthur Smith admitted they talked about it?
Yeah, they talked about it, yeah.
They didn't want Lamar. Think about that.
How would that look right now?
Pretty good.
Do you think Arthur Smith would still be the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons?
Probably.
What? I mean, would Kyle Pitts turn into Mark Andrews? I don't know.
Ah, good one.
They probably don't get Drake London or Bijan, right? Because they're not drafted in the top 10.
It just serves as another reminder as we're going into this crazy season of coaches being hired and carousel spinning into the draft season, which is the free agent season as well. And the lying season starts big time. The lying.
So much lying.
Or the things that come out of someone's mouth that makes you think, are they really telling the truth?
All the fun stuff you hear at the combine.
You know, and I don't mean to keep using Atlanta as an example. Terry Fontenot, the general manager, has been on this program before, and I look forward to having him back. Him basically saying, you know what, if Kirk Cousins stays on our roster at $40 million, he can be our backup. We're fine. You know, we're good with that.
Cool.
You know, Chris Greer saying, you know, we had a chat with Tyreek Hill. He didn't ask for a trade outright with us. You know, I mean, at least, hey, Chris Greer can go just talk to our friends with the Heat, as Jimmy Butler has refreshed apparently his request for a trade. Remember, I asked for a trade, Pat Riley. Guess what? I still want one.
Yeah.
But I bring all this up to say that. When you as a fan are sitting here saying, I would not give up all those draft choices for that guy, if it hits, you do not think about the draft choices at all. Not for a split second.
Never again.
Now, I understand if you take a look at Atlanta's last 2 first-round draft choices, they wouldn't have those players. So you can't sit here and say the current roster of players right now. Wasn't Drake London one of those first-rounders?
Mm-hmm.
Would they have not been able to draft him with a first-round draft choice?
That's what I'm saying. And Bijan Robinson was 8th overall. They probably wouldn't have been in a position to take him.
Right. And suddenly, you know, maybe it's different, or you can just build around Lamar anyway with somebody else. Right. Maybe Derrick Henry would have been a nice free agent acquisition for Atlanta.
There you go.
So I know it's not all apples to apples, but I sat here and I really believed it. Now, I also believe that if anybody, one of the reasons why I did say I wouldn't offer the 2 firsts for Lamar, because at the time he was going to be he's franchise tagged, and it would cost 2 first round draft choices to successfully sign a franchise tagged player. Part of the reason why I said that is I was fully believing the Ravens would have matched it.
Right.
And that they were having trouble figuring out their contract for Lamar, and you signing Lamar and saying, I'd be willing to give up 2 first-round draft choices, you were solving the Rubik's Cube puzzle for the Ravens, saying, here's a fully negotiated deal. You know? Here's a fully negotiated deal right now. And I know you had trouble figuring that out, but we just did it for you. And by the way, our legal staff, we paid that legal bill. Saves you the legal bill too. You know. But man, how's that looking right now? What he looks like right now is a much better quarterback than the one that the Ravens re-signed. Mm-hmm. He has fully dedicated himself, clearly. And I'll never forget the, watching him play right now and dissect the defense with his eyes and his legs and his mind. I still never forget the thing that John Harbaugh said to Kurt Warner and yours truly when we sat in a production meeting prior to a Snoop Huntley quarterbacked game for the Ravens against the Browns. I think it was Snoop versus Deshaun Watson, who was just 2 weeks back from that 11-game suspension to start his Cleveland Browns career. And they couldn't figure anything out on offense then, not like they have since. But I just remember John saying that they expected Lamar back from his knee injury the next week, and then he never returned from the knee injury. Right. And we were all wondering, is this contract related? And then he did have that offseason where he demanded a trade because nothing was coming, and it started getting ugly and spinning out of control. John Harbaugh telling a story of how Lamar would make some crazy play, seeing somebody like his fifth option away across the field, and he's running in the other direction, and he finds the guy, and he makes a play, and he said, Lamar, how'd you see that? And he would just said to him, I'm just playing ball, coach. And then he would throw an interception, and he would ask the same question: "Why'd you? What were you seeing out there?" And he would give the same answer: "Just playing ball, coach." And I asked Kurt Warner, I'm like, "Is that a good thing?" And he just wordlessly over dinner, and he just went, "Not a great thing." That's not the quarterback that's taking the field in Buffalo on Sunday, early evening. That's not him. He's a back-to-back MVP possible. And he has done, and by the way, Ravens have done him well too, right? Let's draft him Zay Flowers. Let's get Derrick Henry going. Let's change offensive coordinators. Let's get a 2 tight end set. It's really worked out. I was way wrong. That's tough for me to say, I'll be honest with you. But I still say it.
You do, Rich.
I own it.
I respect that.
I own it.
I don't like saying it.
You imagine?
The weather on Sunday is going to be so bad. Like, it is just going to be smash mouth 10 to 7 maybe.
Dude. Are we back to a weather report?
Mike,
sure.
10 degrees.
That'll be tomorrow. No,
I'm just telling you right now.
For him.
Oh, look at me.
Don't do his work
I get
for him.
excited for these, Chris.
But I'm worried you're not going to be right. So I want to give the real information now.
Thanks, Chris.
You know what I mean?
I'm usually pretty good. I just screw up a couple things during it.
You know what sucks?
Gusts,
you know what sucks about
negative
this?
temps.
Is
it's going to be cold as hell.
the fact that one of these two quarterbacks is going to lose this game.
I know. And then the narrative is going to be they can't win the big one.
Probably coming from you on Monday is going to be their legacy is destroyed and this guy can't win the big.
And that's
it just stinks.
And excuse me,
that's what sports are.
I know,
right?
It can still stink though.
Well, and that's why I think it's unfair to say what you're saying about Sam Darnold. The 14 wins have nothing to do with his success story moving forward. The last 2 games just shows you when it all comes down to it, he just saw ghosts again, and that's the guy that he is, as opposed to going through it for the first time for real with a team for real. And how come he can't learn from it? How come he can't the next time he goes through it be better? We always wonder about the other guys, and we always maybe give the other guys some breaks.
Granted, but Sam Darnold is not Josh or Lamar either. Like, he's just not looked at the same as those two.
Yeah, he hasn't.
And those two are both very likable. And the fact is, like, come Monday, one of these guys is going to be branded a loser and can't get the job done.
Well,
and that's going to stink.
Let's push back on that then. It's not like we don't have the proper platform, and it's not like that they're both likable guys. They actually are likable guys who like each other. This is what Lamar had to say about his relationship with Josh Allen this week.
I probably seen Josh like early on in our career, like going to certain events like around Super Bowl time and stuff like that. But all season, I don't really chill with people off season, like especially not other quarterbacks. Like nothing like don't get me wrong, there's no problem nothing like that. But it's like we compete against each other. Like, I'm trying to beat you. Like, I'm not trying to be your friend.
Yeah, do you think, though, that because you guys were from the same draft class, that you'll kind of always be linked together?
Yeah. No doubt. When we older, we'll probably laugh about it, but right now, it's serious. I ain't laughing with you.
I love it.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Me too.
But TJ, to your point, the facts of the case are this: Lamar loses, he's 3-5 in the playoffs.
boy.
Can't get it done in the big game. If Josh Allen loses, he's 500, and you're like, bro, when are you gonna make a Super Bowl?
What if
You just
Lamar?
proved my
What if
point
Lamar?
right
What
there.
if? But what
No,
if?
but those are just facts.
But that's in advance. What if Lamar has a terrific game? Josh Allen has a terrific game. Both teams have a terrific game. It comes down to who has the ball last, and actually, that's the person who makes the play, while the other one's just standing on the sideline, can't do a damn thing about it.
That
could
seems
be-
unlikely to me.
You know, I mean, 1 year, right? Josh Allen didn't touch the ball in overtime.
Yeah,
That's
like
right.
the Chiefs
I mean,
game. But
honestly, this, and then they changed the rules. You know,
But
and
I'm saying, you know
on-
how this business works.
I do know.
Obviously, you know
But
that's gonna happen.
I do like that about Lamar.
He's got that red ass in him. That
He
you
does.
know.
I know that
Oh,
red ass right there. I do like that. And also, you know, standing there in his cold weather gear doing the interview. You know what? There's one word for that. You know what that says?
What's that?
Florida.
Yeah. When we
That's where he's
played in
from.
them cold weather
Florida
games,
boy.
we was cold.
Said Michael Irvin in one of our favorite tweets of all time.
of all time.
He is from the state of Florida.
I pulled you out the ghetto with these hands.
I think didn't Dion once say that's when he was a free agent there, Green Bay is a town that he would just never would consider.
Something
they
like that.
drafted
Yeah.
him.
Right?
It's like, don't even draft me.
No. Domes and warm weather.
That's it.
For guys who grew up in the state of Florida. Almost universally. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.